and this week's Game of the Week is none other than Mario Kart World, the long-awaited evolution of Nintendo's iconic racing franchise and the first Mario Kart title built exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, obviously, big week for Nintendo. The new console is out. Mario Kart World launched on June 5th alongside the Switch 2, and I want to know what everybody else is thinking. Let's bring up the Metacritic, please. Right now, Mario Kart World is sitting at a 90 on Metacritic. Now, definitely worth noting, at the time of filming this, there's only 6 reviews in, right? Nintendo held off on sending out review copies of their games and their consoles, and a lot of press outlets weren't able to actually play the review copies of the review consoles until the console actually launched. So there's a lot of people playing catch up. But I did want to compare this to kind of some older Mario Kart games. So obviously Mario Kart World, it's at a 90. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had a 92, which that game lasted a very long generation. Originally launched on the Wii U, and then it came over to the Nintendo Switch, and it has lived a very long life cycle. Mario Kart 7, that game had an 85 on Metacritic, and Mario Kart Wii received an 82. So it's sounding like, based off these 6 reviews that are in right now, Mario Kart World is going to be right in with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But let's dive into the press reviews, the reviews that are available at this time. Destructoid gave Mario Kart World a 9 out of 10. Game Reactor UK gave the game a 9 out of 10. Nintenduo, fun name, that's actually a very clever name for an outlet. Nintenduo gave it a 92 out of 100. Dexerto gave it a 4 out of 5. Am I pronouncing? I've always just said Dexerto. Dexerto? I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyway, 4 out of 5. Steve Ivor gave it a 9 out of 10. And Area Ugonos, I guess that means games, gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Yes, IGN's not there, Gaming Bible's not there, GameSpot's not there, Kotaku's not there. These are the reviews that were in, so give me some credit, my friends. This is what we're going with. But so far, it sounds like the game is going pretty well. Now, obviously, these are professional reviews. I wanted to jump on the internet and kind of figure out exactly what people are excited about, why they're hyped for this video game. And I gotta say, a lot of people are really excited about the fact that this is exclusive for the Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, this game launched on June 5th, and Mario Kart World, like we said, is the first mainline Mario Kart game that has been developed exclusively for the Nintendo Switch 2, and it showcases the console's enhanced capabilities. And originally, this game was going to launch side by side with the Nintendo Switch and the Switch 2 having access to this game, but Nintendo was like, nope, let's let this be our workhorse, let's let this show off the console, and I think that's a pretty solid decision by Nintendo. One of the big features here is it features open world racing. Yeah, the previous games had like traditional track-based racing, and this game introduces like a completely open world map with interconnected race courses. So you can drive all the way from Bowser's Castle to to like down south where Donkey Kong is, or drive over to like Peach's Castle. The entire course is available in an open world, and players can explore the game on their own pace, engaging in side missions across the map, discovering collectibles, and of course, enjoying the game however they want to. The other big benefit to Mario Kart World is that it features a bigger player count. This is the first time in the series that Mario Kart will now allow players to race up to 24 players simultaneously, pretty much doubling the game's max player count from Mario Kart 8. There's also a brand new mode called Knockout Tour. And a lot of people get upset when I call it Battle Royale, but it's kind of what it is. Essentially, you're in a race with 24 other players, and as you hit certain places, they're like, hey, you've got to be at 15 or below to continue. If you're like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Anyway, if you're in the past, if you're beyond 15, you get eliminated from the race. And then the next checkpoint brings it down to 10, and the next checkpoint brings it down to 5, 4, 3, so on, so on, and so on. So really cool update to the game, and I think that adds like a little bit of strategy and excitement to the game that, it just adds a little flavor that I think has long been missing. And there's also a bunch of new gameplay mechanics. Mario Kart World has things like wall driving and rail grinding, which kind of create like some really cool opportunities for hidden achievements, right? You could be racing and you're like, oh, there's a shortcut, let me get over here. Or there might be something hidden in the open world map you need to get to, and you've got to use the new wall driving, hopping, or rail grinding techniques in order to get that. So Some of the critiques, I will say, there are a couple critiques about this game. Number one, obviously the price. People are worried about, like, hey, is this really worth it? The early reviews that people were talking about, I think they're saying, like, hey, Mario Kart World is good. I don't think it's a concern, but it will be interesting as more press outlets get a hold of it and are able to talk about it to kind of see their side of it. I have seen on Reddit quite a few people that are upset by, like, the open world environment, that they're like, it's not truly what they thought. Like, it's kind of an open world as Nintendo decides to do it, and like as you drive through it, it's lacking depth and it's lacking, randomness and life. And I think that is something that you really do want from an open world. And I guess I'm not really surprised, because again, this is a Mario Kart racing game. I'm not going to expect the same thing that GTA has or the same thing that Red Dead has. But if you were a player who was expecting that, obviously you could be disappointed. Now, those are the big critiques that I've heard. I think everything that we talked about positively about this game obviously outweighs it. Haven't played myself. I'm just going off of what I've heard from other people talk about and I've seen firsthand on gameplay streams. But I do think Mario Kart World is definitely a game to pick up if you have a Nintendo Switch 2. It's like a no-brainer. You pick up the Switch 2, pick up Mario Kart, because you will play that game not only right now, because there's not a lot of other games available, but it's also a great opportunity to play that game for a long time after the Switch is out. But anyway, Mario Kart World, congratulations to Nintendo, congratulations to the development team. You are this week's Game of the Week. Pick it up yourself.